with Ben Molly at WarGames Con, and we just finished this mirror match tournament. We won't talk about that because we're both a little bitter, but what we will talk about is the championship, which he'll be in tomorrow. So I have a couple questions for him, just four, and we'll see how fast he answers them. He doesn't have to answer them fast, but let's hope he answers them thoroughly. I want thorough answers. Is that okay?
Now I'm worried. Okay.
Okay, you're scared. Okay. So you won last year, right? So what do you expect from this this year, and like how the meta's changed? You know, we have a couple new codexes. What's going on with your list? You changed it in a different army. What's going on?
Well, I'm playing mostly the same army. I'm playing Vanilla Marines just like last year. I'm taking Vulcan. I've got a bunch of Flamers. But one thing that I'm changing is I've got more long-range shooting this time. I've changed my Redeemer Land Raider into a regular Land Raider, for example, so I got some las cannons. Changed one of my multi-melted dreadnoughts and have some auto cannons. Things like that. That's motivated mostly by these new codexes that have come out, Dark Elder and Grey Knights. Because namely, you know, it used to be that as Salamanders I could win the 24-inch shootout pretty reliable, but now that's not the case anymore. So I need to be able to do more damage at range before they close to me. So there have been a few tweaks, but overall it's the same army. So I'll be interested to see if I can win twice with the same list.
So you're like deciding not to go with AP3 and AP2 weapons versus just trying to make them a lot of saves?
That's right, yeah. I mean, with Grey Knights it'd be nice, you know, if you get off a nice Redeemer shot in a Grey Knight army, that's awesome. But, you know, sadly you're probably not going to make it through the million side cannon shots to get there. So great when it happens, but I'd rather just make them take, you know, 20 saves with 20 flavors.
Alright. So WarGames Con uses a battle points format system, and there's, you know, recently there's been a kind of a general move towards less battle point systems and more of like winner takes all systems. So do you have any opinion on which kind you like better and why?
I do have a strong opinion actually. So I think that it's, it has become sort of vogue to act as if win-loss draw is just flat out better than a battle point system, but I don't think so at all. I think they both have advantages. I think they're both really fun, and they just are different ways to play the game, and it's a matter of preference, not that one's better than the other. For example, win-loss draw is really cool because it allows you to win minor victories and still advance just as much as if you tabled the guy. Which is neat because it enables other army builds that might not be viable otherwise. But at the same time, if you lose by one victory point, and that's identical to getting tabled, just like win-loss draw. So and you're out of the running if you lose once. Whereas you've got something like battle points. For example, here at WarGames Con last year, John Willingham lost his first game quite badly, but by round 7 he was right back in it fighting for gold. And I think that's great. I think that's a good thing. I don't like the fact that one game can cancel you out, you know, from the whole thing. So I think they both have advantages. I think it's a matter of preference, not that one's better than the other.
So you prefer the battle points ones?
I think I do, although I enjoy both. I mean, I just played, I've actually only played in 2 win-loss draw formats, but I had a good time with both. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a matter of preference. I guess if I had to pick, I would probably say I like battle points better, but it's not a strong preference. They're both great.
So the one thing with battle points, I'm just curious, because I think the key with them is I prefer them as well, because I like the idea of making comebacks.
Yes.
Just from the general principle of the thing.
I agree.
But I think there has to be a certain number of games that have to be played to accomplish that. So what would you say would be a number you'd think you'd put, like 7?
Honestly, I think 7. I think
yeah,
6 could work. 6 works fine with battle points. I think with 7 games, it's highly unlikely. So I guess I should say, you know, the counter argument a lot of people make to why battle points should be bad is that you know, you could have someone who wins all their games, but you know doesn't win by quite as much as one guy who lost a game and they've got a bunch of master group because they have shitty matchups. And that can happen with, you know, if you got a 4 or 5 round tournament, that could happen. But with 7 games, that's unlikely. It didn't happen last year here, and I really doubt it's going to happen this year. Just with that many games, like, you know, the top guys are all playing each other by rounds 4, 5, and 6, and you know, you get a chance to face everyone. So it's really unlikely you're going to scoot past. So.
All right, well, I got one more question. Just switch gears a little bit. Let's just talk about ETC really quickly. So I guess the lists have gotten posted. I'm wondering, where can people go to see the lists for all the armies from other countries?
So I don't know if there's one place that's been posted publicly yet. They are all posted on the sort of secret captains forums for the ETC. Very shortly they should be put in the public ETC forums. So if you go to that website, they should be available. However, I think, for example, some of the countries of note lists have often posted elsewhere. I think on Dak there's a few posts. I know ours are up there. I think Poland and Sweden are also posted. So they'll be available in the near future if they aren't, so that everyone can check it out.
And then one more thing about the ETC. So you got some new blood in there. You got some new guys. Tell us about your new players.
Okay, so we have 2 new players this year. So Wyatt Trena and Mike Mushler couldn't play on the team again for different reasons. Wyatt's in dental school, and Mike's expecting a new child about like 3 days before the ETC, so we wisely decided that he would bow out. So at Adepticon this year, we awarded 2 spots, and the 2 guys that won were Jay Woodcock and Tony Kopak. We're excited to have both of them, and I think they both can work out really well.
What are they playing?
So Jay's playing Tyranids, and Tony's playing Space Wolves.
So they're same Adepticon, just toned down.
Very similar to Adepticon.
But no special characters, so no Jaw or...
Yeah, no special
It
characters.
doesn't hurt the Nids that much.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt the Eternids too much. But yeah, I've been screaming until I'm blue in the face trying to get them to enable special characters.
Well, maybe next year.
I think I'll have the votes next year. There's been a lot. There's a lot of campaigning and politics that goes on behind the scenes, and I think I got the votes for next year. But we'll see.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben, a lot.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So we'll check him back. I won't probably want to interview Ben, but I will come back and post on the blog about how he's doing because we want to see if he can defend his title.
We'll do our best.
Michael Strange almost defended his title last year. See if he can actually pull it off and do it this time. So let's find out. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.